Bonjour à tous! In our last lesson, we started unraveling the mystery of French noun genders. Today, we are going to dive even deeper. On commence tout de suite.
All right, if you've ever tried to learn French, you've definitely hit this wall, grammatical gender, right? It feels like this giant, random hurdle they put in the language just to mess with us. But what if I told you it's not random? What if it's actually a code? Well, today, we're going to crack it. I mean, come on. This is the classic example that makes everyone just want to scream. It's the same word. It sounds the same, but one little article completely changes the meaning. It's the kind of thing that makes you question everything. But trust me, stick with me here. Because here's the secret. It's not random. It really isn't. It's a system. It's a code. And you know what? Like any code, it can be broken. It has patterns, it has clues, and yeah, okay, it has a few tricksters thrown in there to keep you on your toes, but today we are officially code breakers. So where do we start? Let's begin with the most logical part of the code, the place where gender makes the most sense to us as English speakers, people and their jobs. This is our way in. Okay, so the most basic pattern here is actually, refreshingly simple. For a lot of jobs, you just take the masculine form and add an E to make it feminine. So l'avocat becomes l'avocate. Easy enough. Sometimes you might double the last letter, like le patron for a male boss and la patronne for a female boss. See? It's a predictable starting point we can actually count on. And this is so cool because it shows that language isn't some dusty old rule book. It is alive, it's breathing, it's changing with society. Before the 90s, you'd pretty much always say le professeur, even for a woman. But then there was this huge push for change. An official guide came out in 99, and now feminine forms are everywhere. This isn't some ancient history. It's happening right now. And check out this quote from a few years back. It just perfectly captures that moment of change. A newspaper used the old-school masculine form, but the female minister in the very same speech called herself by the new feminine form. It shows you that even native speakers were figuring this out as it happened. Now, though, the trend is totally clear. You're almost always going to hear Madame la ministre. All right, we've got a handle on people. Now, for our next big clue, we're going to zoom out. You can actually find a massive gender role just by looking at a map of the world. Okay, this right here, this is one of the most powerful rules you're going to learn. It's so simple, you'll love it. Most countries that end with the letter E are feminine. La France, l'Italie, la Chine. Just think about it. This one little clue instantly gives you the gender for a ton of countries. And hey, the flip side is just as useful. If a country doesn't end in that E, it's almost always going to be masculine. Le Canada, le Japon, le Brésil. Seriously, between this rule and the last one, you've just decoded the gender of most countries on Earth. How great is that? Of course, every good code has a few decoys, just to keep us on our toes. A handful of countries like le Mexique end in E, but they're actually masculine. They are the outliers for sure, but they're good to know. So just remember, it's a really, really strong tendency, not an unbreakable law. Okay, now we're getting into the really fascinating stuff. We're moving beyond the obvious and into what I like to call the secret levels of the code, finding gender patterns in places you would never, ever think to look. I mean, check this out. You think the gender of an oak tree or, iron would just be a coin toss, right? A 50-50 shot? Nope. The system has these hidden categories. Most trees, they're masculine. Le chêne, le pommier. Most sciences, feminine. La biologie, la physique. Metals, wines, and cheeses, you guessed it, overwhelmingly masculine. Le fer, le bordeaux, le camembert. These are the little secrets that native speakers just absorb without even thinking about it. All right, code breakers, it's time to face the final bosses. These are the parts of the code that feel like they're designed to be tricky, words that look and sound the same, and words that French has borrowed from other languages. So there's this fancy technical term for them, but honestly, just think of them as gender twins. They've got the exact same spelling, the exact same sound, but their gender, and because of that, their whole meaning, is completely different. And we're back where we started. Le livre is the book on your shelf. La livre is the pound in your pocket. That tiny little word, le or la, isn't just some fussy grammar detail. It is literally the only thing that tells you what's going on in the sentence. Here's another one that'll get you in real life. Are you talking about your new job, le poste? Or are you trying to mail a letter at La Poste, the post office? See? Without knowing the gender, you have no idea what the other person is talking about. It's a perfect example of why this stuff actually matters. Now, here's a super useful modern-day cheat code for you. What happens when French borrows all those words from English? Well, there's a really simple default rule. They almost always become masculine. Le weekend, le shopping, le marketing. It's a quick and easy pattern you can use for hundreds of words today. So we've looked at all these clues, these patterns, and even the tricksters. Now for the most important part. How do you actually put this into practice? Here is your mission briefing, a simple 3-step strategy to make this whole thing manageable. First, be a detective. Actively look for those clues we talked about. Does it end in E? Is it a science? Is it a tree? Use the patterns. Second, and listen, if you only take one thing away from this, make it this one. Never learn a noun by itself. Ever. Don't just learn livre, learn un livre. This burns the gender into your brain right from the start. And finally, just embrace the exceptions. Don't let them frustrate you. Honestly, even native speakers get tripped up sometimes. When you're in doubt, just look it up. No one expects you to know them all. So there you have it. French gender isn't just this impossible wall of random rules. It's a code. It's full of logic and history and patterns, and now you have the tools to start cracking it. The challenge is still real, but it's not impossible anymore. So the only question left is, what part of the code will you try to crack next?
Merci d'avoir suivi ce cours. Continuez à pratiquer. Avec de la pratique, cela devient un automatisme. Restez curieux et on se retrouve très vite pour une nouvelle vidéo ou pour une leçon de conversation avec moi. Merci et à bientôt. Thank you for following this lesson. Keep practicing with time. It will become second nature. Stay curious and I'll see you very soon for a new video or for a conversation lesson with me. Thank you and see you very soon.